Brian Crawford, thank you for that. For more on perhaps what to expect then tonight in Las Vegas, I am now joined by Emily Tish Sussman, a Democratic strategist and the campaign director for the Center for American Progress Action Fund. Emily, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much.
To Dan's point that we just saw there at the end, a volatile candidate who is losing. We've come to expect the unexpected here, but do you see something especially radical perhaps taking place on that stage in Las Vegas tonight?
Well, I guess it depends on what we consider especially radical at this point. It does seem that Trump is already trying to play more media games by pulling out more people into the audience that he thinks can draw headlines. Who knows if he'll have another impromptu press conference beforehand to try to change the conversation. I do agree the only thing that would be surprising is if he acts like a normal candidate.
Since the last debate, multiple women have come forward with tales of allegations of sexual assault by Donald Trump. In the first debate, we saw Hillary Clinton largely not touch the video, which at that point had just been released. 10 days hence now, how do you expect Hillary Clinton to treat the many allegations that we have now spent the last week and a half discussing?
Well, she should not touch them at all. It should be up to the moderator in this case to be bringing them forward. And it did in the last debate. Anderson Cooper brought up the video and he pressed Trump on it. Trump gave him a very flat denial that it was actually actions and it was just talk. So I do expect that to come up from the moderator again. And that is the way that Clinton should handle the situation. It should not be up to her to be bringing it up. Look, they are not it may feel like we're in a reality show. We are not actually in a reality show of trying to smear each other. She is trying to be the president of the United States. And after this debate, people are already voting. She will very likely be the president and will have to govern over a very divided country after the election.
She's going to have questions to answer tonight as well. The daily drip from WikiLeaks with regard to John Podesta, her campaign chairman's emails, continues to come. In any other election cycle, this would have qualified perhaps as a daily October surprise. But now it would seem this will be at least one potential thrust of attack for Donald Trump. What do you think people want to hear from her with regard to what we see every day?
Well, I think that in regards to her email, she has done something that Trump has never done, which is just expressed flat remorse, she's sorry, and moved on. And I think it's something that people can identify with, that she owned it. It does make her a little bit more human. Some of the focus grouping we saw after the last debates is that Clinton is winning the long game in terms of the debates because she is breaking through what has been a long media narrative that she is hard, that she is calculated, that she's not a real person. And she came through as a real person. She had personal stories, and she actually spoke to people in the second debate, the people that were along the audience, as opposed to Trump, who just continued to speak to the moderator. So I think these emails, the contents of them, may even humanize her a little bit. Look, there's people she may not like as much as people think that she does. So I think that it breaks through.
But it also, though, does show a politician being very political. And that, as we've had people say earlier today on our air, is something of, that is anathema for a very large part of the electorate at this point. Do the optics of the machinations of a campaign present her difficulties tonight?
Well, I think that every one of these campaign scandals that she's been suffering through this election cycle does go to the optics. Time and time again, we see there actually isn't really substance to them, but they all play into the optics of the fact that she is a little bit too calculating for some people to stomach. And I actually think that's where, on both sides, they've both had problems where if people believe that Clinton, things only stick when they build to what people already believe about a candidate. So if they believe she's too calculating, they'll read that into the emails. If they believe that he is sexist and they believe that he abuses women, then they will see, then this does stick and it turns them off on either side.
Very quickly, what do you expect from Hillary Clinton tonight with regard to Donald Trump's repeated insistence that this will be a rigged election in her favor?
That is really, she has to come out very strongly. This is not a rigged election. And I think the fact that other Republicans have said this is not a rigged election will help, because the danger is that his supporters will then not accept her win in the end, if that is what happens.
It has been something that one presidential historian has said he's not seen anything like since 1860. So to make the Civil War era relevant in this,
as we often do,
I suppose, yeah, is for this campaign, it's a Wednesday. Emily Tish Sussman, we always appreciate it. Very much appreciate the time.
Thank you so much.